Ladies, it's me, your girl Mary, here doing another show. I am a survivor. Again, representing women survivors of homicide. At least those of you who will allow me to do that. I haven't done a show in a long time, which you ladies know. And I'm just feeling like really pressed upon to, say something. First of all, hoping that all of you women are doing great today. I hope that life is meeting you at a place where you can find some sense of peace and joy. Now, after saying that, I'd like to talk to you ladies about how cold cases and just homicides in general are treated with such a measure of disrespect and lack of consideration for the victim and for the victim's family. There's a high-profile case going on here in Massachusetts with a football player. And the victim, young man who was a friend of his, I'm assuming, and the football player is accused of killing him. So yesterday, when the lawyer for the defendant came out of court, he made a statement similar to, this is like the kickoff of a football game, starting the case and things like that. And I just felt so humiliated, not just for the young man's family, but for other people who are surviving the impacts of homicide, and then from my own personal experience. So it just makes me feel that, again, there needs to be education around the empathy and the respect that one should have when speaking of or addressing homicides of people who are surviving homicide. I'm just like really energized, I would say, to motivate you and even ask you to speak up, to lend your voice when you feel that, things aren't right or things that are being said about homicide survivors and the victims. We have to stand together and make a difference. If we don't speak out, if we don't speak up, nothing's going to be done. And as you know, I am truly an advocate of women survivors of homicide, who really people don't even know of. Most people think when you talk about a homicide, you're speaking of a mother who lost a child. I want to say that it definitely goes beyond that. Every woman that is surviving homicide is not a mother. There are wives, there are sisters, there are grandmothers, there are friends who lost someone from homicide. So we need to step up. We need to acknowledge these women. We need to let people know. We need to educate people and let them know that women survivors of homicide can be anyone. She can be black, she can be white, she can be Asian, Hispanic. Sadly, it doesn't matter who she is, but she's every woman. So I'm asking you ladies to take a stand, take a stand with me. Take an oath that every day you will educate somebody around the sensitivity of the way they speak about homicides and those who are left behind to deal with it, and that you would take a stand regarding educating and giving folks information about who women survivors of homicide really are. It is just so important because people like you and I, we're not going away. If anything, there are going to be more and more of us because homicide is not going to stop. We can march all day. We can, plan all day long. And I'm not saying not do those things because I'm an advocate of things like that. But I'm saying we have to educate. We have to let people know who we are, what we need. So if you can, Please make that your goal this week. You know, take an oath that this week, every single day, there's 7 days in a week, so there's 7 people you need to connect with this week and explain to them who a woman survivor of homicide is. I would just really appreciate that. It would just help. It would help so much. Even though it may seem like it's a little bit, it's not a big deal, it would make a great, great difference. The other thing I quickly wanted to mention was cold cases. You know, a cold case is where a homicide has occurred and the case has sat, and there has been like no evidence, there's really no suspect, and it literally sits in a homicide department year after year after year. Listen, here again, we need to be vocal. We need to get out our voices. We need to talk to folks. We need to go to our district attorneys and our police departments, our law enforcement, and we need to demand that these cases be looked at, that they dig up and they try to find new information about these people who are gone, and it seems like they've been forgotten. You know, I look at Melvin here, and Melvin's case, as you all know, will be 17 years old next month. And, you know, it's a cold case, and regardless of what they call it, a cold case, to me it's hot because I'm going to keep it warm. I will never turn the oven off on Melvin's case. I will scream Melvin's name across the world. I will talk about him. I will talk about his case. I will keep him warm, and I will keep him alive and acknowledged in that sense until his case is solved. And I want to encourage you women not to feel like it's over because, you know, some detective said to you, this is a cold case. We don't have information, so it's going to sit there in that file cabinet for years and years. Let me encourage you, never accept that information. That case can be solved, and that case will be solved. You have to get out and advocate for your loved one. You have to break free from those people who are telling you, leave it alone. It's been a long time ago. You're still thinking about it. Why are you worrying about that? Let it go. They'll never find out who did that. Free yourself from those people. Get with some positive people, and you help work on that case and get that case solved. So don't be discouraged. Those of you who are sitting and have given up on those cold cases, those cases can and will be solved. Melvin's case is 17 years, as I just said. There are some people whose cold cases are 20, 25, even 30 years old. Again, I say don't give up. They can be solved with prayer, with faith, with determination, with help from those that you trust, with your loved one. Those cases can be resolved. So please, let's get busy. Let's get up and get out and make women survivors of homicide known. It's so important. We didn't ask for this journey. We didn't ask to be, put in this direction. But you know what, ladies? We're here. We can't change it, and we have to live on. And that's what our loved ones would want us to do. They want us to keep going. So find your spot, find your place, and when you find it, do it. Work. Your work will help another woman. And that's the key, helping someone else and not always looking for something for self. So I'm going to sign out now, and I just want to say that I think of you guys every single day, and I hope you do the same for me. And I'm excited to know that so many women survivors are standing strong and just really trying to make a difference and get the word out there. Never stop. Don't give up. Stay encouraged. It's going to get better because it can't get any worse. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. And let the world know that you are a woman survivor and you'll never be quiet. Thank you. God bless you, and God bless those souls that have been taken from violent crime. Until the next show, this is Mary.